We have had so much change recently in frequency, the rising of frequency on the planet, within humanity. We've jumped timelines a couple of times. Personally, we can jump timelines every day. It's possible. We also have a new band of cosmic plasma crystalline energy around the earth, and that is helping us to process the solar light codes, the lunar light codes, all of the light codes. So, with all of this new frequency helping us to up-level our life to reach 5D sooner, it is time to clear karma from our past lives, which is truly our other lives, so that we can heal and up-level in this life. How do you access other lives, and how do you clear the karma? How do you rewrite that life to clear the karma so that the influence that is flowing through into this life ends? You heal that life and you heal it in this life so that you free yourself. That's what clearing contracts and clearing karma is all about, healing yourself and freeing yourself. Welcome to your multidimensional journey. I'm Tracy Canberra, and today I'm going to give you a powerful exercise that does just that. So I'll start with, it's not past lives, it's concurrent lives. It is not past, present, future. It is kitchen, living room, dining room. They're happening here, there, and everywhere. Wrap your head around that. So when you understand that you can access all of your soul's other lives, you are just a spark of the soul, a soul spark. This is why I do Soul Spark Retrievals during my client sessions, because you are but one spark of the soul and there are so many others. And those are all the lives the soul is having. And they can influence you in this life. I said in the last podcast that I believe differently about karma because we are not truly dualistic beings. The soul is divine neutral, so there is no good or bad. It's just experiences because the soul is infinite. Infinite unconditional love, infinite source energy. So these are just experiences we're having, nothing we have to atone for. We just believe that in this life. And I'm not saying it's okay to be mean or bad or be a criminal and you don't have to stop. The more you act in love and light, the higher the vibration you resonate to, the happier you are, the better your life is, the more abundant it is, the more love you have in your life. So yeah, it does pay to be high vibe. So that's settled. Now, the other lives we're having, souls often have experiences 7 different ways because that's what they want to grow from. So they will choose a multitude of lives, especially earth lives. I'll be the father, I'll be the daughter, I'll be rich, I'll be poor. We will incarnate together as a soul group and be the same family. I had a wonderful client a couple days ago who has many sisters, and her father and sisters are the same in many earth lives because they're playing roles of lack and abandonment and jealousy and resentment and things like that. All of those emotions, they're playing out differently in each life, but it's the same core group. And their mom, who is their mom in this life and is their mom in several of those other lives, she's not really involved. Her life path is really to just step away. She's a minor character, but the father is a major character. It gets really fascinating when you can start seeing how you play out a topic, a feeling, a belief, a pattern in several different lives and how they affect this life. And that's why I see it as important to dive into your other lives and go, okay, this topic, like for me, how am I playing out abandonment in other lives? And how is it fortifying the abandonment life path in this life? Because for me to complete that life path, I need to clear the karma and the soul contracts and heal the abandonment in other lives. Otherwise, they're just going to keep infiltrating this life. It's like someone in the upstairs apartment playing loud music when you want to go to sleep. It's not your apartment. Your space is quiet, but they're playing loud music upstairs and it's affecting you. You can hear it through your ceiling. Same with other lives. Now that we've discussed how the soul has many, many lives at once, and we are all connected, consider it all spheres that are connected by beautiful etheric lines of energy, or consider it pages in a book and you can flip to any page. I usually use the book when I'm going through timelines or through time in this life, and I usually go for the spheres when I am taking a client into another life. But the point is, we can access our other lives and clear those thoughts and feelings, clear those karmic patterns so that they're no longer influencing this life. And that is what allows us to heal all of that karmic energy in this life. So, how do we do that? Well, the exercise is, and I'm going to walk you through it. So, when you are done with this podcast, you can take yourself through this, just like the last podcast and those 2 great exercises that Spirit gave me about ending soul contracts, clearing relationship energy. So, in this exercise, you are going to picture that you are in your soul sphere, that current you is in this beautiful crystalline sphere. Call it a crystal ball, call it a misty sphere of energy. I just picture it as a crystalline sphere filled with love and light, and I know it's my soul because truthfully, we are contained within the soul. So I tell clients, look around, turn a full circle, looking outside the sphere into the cosmos, and notice many other spheres. Some are close by, some are far away, some are big, some are little, some are really misty and fogged up. Some you can see rather clearly into. Some have like only a little window that you can see into. And when you're turning slowly and seeing all these spheres, know deep within your heart and your mind that these are your soul's other lives. These are you in other lives, other versions of you. Now, focus on the lines that go into these other spheres. Some are dark and some are lit up. The lines that are lit up, those are the lines of connection between that life and this one, meaning those other lives are the ones that are influencing you in this life, whether they're 3D Earth lives or 10D Palladian lives. You can have many, many of these spheres, the etheric lines lit up, and you can have just a few. It's different for everybody. Again, there is no good or bad. I think it would be great if there was no influence from other lives, but that is not how we operate. Usually, you already know the karmic pattern that you're trying to release because you see it playing out repeatedly in this life. And you can ask yourself, okay, what life do I have that is influencing this one? What life can I go into to end this karmic pattern so it stops influencing this life? Because I've been trying to end it, release it, clear it in this life, and it's just not happening. That's your first clue that it's coming through from a past life, from another life, or 5, and that you should go there to heal it. So you usually have an idea of which sphere to go into. So pick a sphere that has a line lit up and you choose to go in that life. Now, this is where you bilocate. And again, when I'm in session, I see this and your soul is directing us into this other sphere. So I know which one to choose and I'm guiding you on this. When you choose which sphere you want to go to, you simply bilocate there. You flash your consciousness to that sphere and boom, like a sci-fi movie, you just popped in, like going through a portal or a gateway. You're now standing in front of yourself in that life. You are in that sphere and you have your back to your current life sphere. So you're standing in front of yourself in that life. In my experience, if they're a 3D self, they just see you as another person, as a villager. They just happen to notice you as someone. They only see you. They can't hear me. They can't see me. So I can still talk to you. You're still connected to me. But if that life is 5D or above, then they see your 3D person, your Earth incarnation, and they can see me standing behind you off to the side. They see me and they can hear me also. So it's a really cool experience when you're going into the higher dimensional ones. But if we're clearing karma, we're going into other Earth lives. We're going into 3D. Moving into the higher dimensional self spheres in those lives are more for learning and growing and bringing in new abilities. So 2 totally different processes in a client session. One, you're healing the karma. The other, you're learning new abilities. You're remembering who you truly are. You're stepping into higher frequencies. Okay, so you are standing with your other self and you already understand the karmic pattern that has to be released. And again, if you don't, ask your soul, send me to that life, to that soul spark sphere that I can release whatever is preventing me from releasing whatever it is you're trying to release in this life and not having much luck on it. So you're standing in front of your other self. And this is where it gets a little complicated, a little difficult for me to explain because you understand the karmic pattern and you are taking action energetically, physically, emotionally, mentally, whatever is required in that moment. Usually, you will do something that creates a new trajectory that assists them in releasing the karmic pattern there in that life. Again, it's a little difficult for me to explain because when I'm in session with you, your soul's telling us what to do because you are actively healing yourself in another life. So there are different ways of doing that. But if you're in meditation, your soul can guide you to do it. If you're in a session with me, your soul just plain tells me how to do it. So remember that you are actively changing the trajectory of your other self to heal that karmic pattern, to release it, to complete it. So then you step back and you watch their life fast forward on this new trajectory where the pattern was released, and you fast forward to their deathbed and you see that their life was very different, that karmic pattern was released and it's now complete. And once you see that, then it's time to return to your current life sphere. When I'm doing this and I'm with you, I know when it's time to return and I will touch your shoulder and say, let's go back. And that's when you turn around to face your soul sphere again. And as you turn around, you notice that now this life, this sphere is so much brighter and lighter. And the etheric line, the connection that connects to your soul sphere, is now pulsing with green love energy. So you follow that pulsing green etheric line back to your soul sphere. And when you feel your awareness, your consciousness back in this life, you start to become aware of how you feel different, how you can feel lighter, more clear, stronger, happier. You start to notice the differences already in how you feel. And then as time goes on, you see that you're not triggered anymore. This doesn't bother you anymore. You're not crying over that anymore. You see how your life has changed by shifting the energy and releasing the karmic patterns of another life. And I'll just throw in here, if the process doesn't work for you or you feel like you can't shift that other life, then you return to your soul sphere, to this current life, and you set the intention to cut off the influencing energy. Shut the door, close the window. I am no longer letting the energy of that life infiltrate this one. Because it's not 100% that we can heal that life and shift that trajectory. Sometimes we just have to slam the door closed and say, no more. I am not having that influence in my life, and cut it off. So, to sum it up again, you put yourself in your soul sphere and you slowly turn a circle so that you can see all the other spheres, big, little, close, far, lit up, not lit up, the beautiful etheric connections, the lines, some are lit up, some aren't. And you ask your soul, send me to the life where I can clear the karma that's influencing this life. And clearing karma is in 3D, so you find yourself being drawn to a particular sphere and you watch yourself fly up that line of connection as pure energy and pop into the sphere. That's 3D. They're not going to know who you are and they're not going to see or hear me. You then influence that life. You already know what the karmic pattern is because it's what you're playing out in this life. It's usually emotions, but oftentimes it can be situations. It could be anything. So you pop into that 3D life and you interact with them and watch their life change. And as you watch their life change and you feel that that karma there is released through your actions, and remember, they're doing the same thing to you. As you're healing contracts and healing karmic patterns in this life, your other selves are coming in and helping you do it here too. It's all interconnected. So we have free will and you need my permission. People, it's you. You are jumping into another one of your lives. You can help you. You don't give you permission. Well, Sometimes we do have to give ourselves permission to enjoy life more or to reach for higher or to accept love. So sometimes we do have to give ourselves permission. So as you assist yourself in that life to heal that karmic pattern until you can sense it is healed, then you flash forward to the end of life, deathbed, where you see that they've had this beautiful life now and they're ready to part. And usually they have words of wisdom. I hear it when we're in session, so I tell you if you're not hearing it. And then when they pass on, that karmic release is complete. Because remember, time and space don't exist. And so you can flash to the part where you help them release the karmic pattern, and then you can flash to their deathbed at the completion of their life. And that's when you know everything's locked in, and you then turn around in that sphere and follow that beautiful line of connection, noticing that the sphere is now lighter and brighter. The connection, the etheric cord is now lighter and brighter, and you bilocate back into your sphere. And within this life and within your soul sphere, you now feel lighter. You now feel it's gone, which means you think differently, you act differently. You make changes in your life. It gives you the empowerment and the love and the support to make these changes in your life, because what was happening is no longer being fueled. That's why we do this. So it is a fascinating exercise. You can do it as often as you want for as many lives as you want. And if you want to do a few higher dimensional ones to bring in abilities and then do a few karmic soul contract ones, you can. But it is time to release the thoughts, the feelings, the beliefs, the patterns that we have been carrying, that we have been taught in this life. Time to release all of it. The new frequencies are here. It is time to be more 5D more often. And this is how you clear the karma. There are probably many ways you can clear your karma. You can do it yourself through your meditations, your intentions. You can have all kinds of different sessions. This is the way Spirit has always showed me. And this Soul Spark Retrieval, going into the spheres, this is how I've been doing it for 20 years. And it works. People see change in their life. So try it. See how it goes for you. No judgment, no criticism. Sometimes it'll work. Sometimes you might feel it doesn't work. Believe you're doing it. Believe it's working for you. Look for signs that your life is lighter and easier. Look at how change becomes easier for you. When you believe you can do it, you can. And if you want assistance with this, go to my website and book a session. I am happy to take you through several of your lives. Your soul will show you what it's time to complete, what you're on track to. Your soul shows you everything. If you're listening on YouTube, put down in the comments below, did you do the exercise? What did you feel after you were done? Share that. And if you have other methods of healing karma from your past/other lives and this life, share those with the community, because we want to know. The more tools in our spiritual toolkit, the better, because what works for one may not work for another. So good luck, and let me know how it goes.